ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। I happen to be here in Rishikesh. I just landed in the morning and as per the original schedule I was quite busy throughout the day till late night 10 o'clock, except 1 hour in the morning and 1.5 hours in the afternoon. But somehow the main function, that International Yoga Festival, which I have to conclude today along with the state governor, I am here, got delayed. And sitting here on the bank of Gangaji in our ashram, I got so inspired that I felt that I must take a class, at least record it from here. I should speak some Brahma Vidya, be in a Brahma Chintanam at least for half an hour here. So I have made some makeshift arrangement and I am sitting somewhere outside, just facing Himalayas and Gangaji and recording the talk. I'll show you the ashram and Gangaji at the end of the talk, maybe for half an hour now and rest half an hour maybe in the afternoon if I get time, because there are some people to meet after lunch and then travel to Haridwar. Let's see. Let's get going with this background on Mundaka Upanishad, Brahma Vidya. Yesterday we saw yattadadreshyam agrahyam agotram avarnam achakshushrotram apanipadam nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam tadavyayam yad bhutayonim paripashyanti dhiraha. the Brahman is described as adreshyam, agrahyam, agotram, avarnam, devoid of any gnanendriyani, karmendriyani, any attributes. It's eternal and all-pervasive, and it is the subtlest. And at the same time, it was said, Yat bhutayonim paripashyanti dhiraha. That is the cause of all beings. Yoni means the cause from which everything is born. And that bhutayoni is seen or known by the wise people, dhiraha. In the next mantra, Shruti goes to explain how can it be bhutayoni. If you just see the meanings of the words, natural question should arise, such Brahman cannot be yoni for anything. You need Shastra and you need Parampara. One needs a Shrotriyam Acharya, a teacher, who himself was a student and whose teacher himself or herself was a teacher, and they were taught, all of them were taught by the teacher who knew the methodology of teaching. And we happen to have Puja Swamiji with us who knew the tradition of teaching whereby they unfolded the word properly without creating any other further confusion about it. And Shruti says this, Bhutayonim paripashyanti dhiraha, that wise people see, it is true, it is yoni. Now listen this, how? Shruti explains this with an example. Threefold examples it is given, and then Shruti says, Tatha aksharat sambhavanti iha vishwam, sambhavati iha vishwam. Look at the mantra number 7. Yathornanabhi srujate ghrannate cha, Yathornanabhi srujate ghrannate cha, Yatha pruthivyam oshadhayas sambhavanti, Yatha pruthivyam oshadhayas sambhavanti, Yatha satah purushat keshalomani, Yatha satah purushat keshalomani, Tatha aksharat sambhavanti vishwam, Tatha aksharat sambhavati vishwam, Yathornanabhi srujate ghrannate cha, Yatha pruthivyam oshadayas sambhavanti, Yathornanabhi srujate ghrannate cha, Yatha pruthivyam oshadayas sambhavanti, Yatha satah purushat keshalomani, Tatha aksharat sambhavanti vishwam, Yatha satah purushat keshalomani, Tatha aksharat sambhavati vishwam. Shruti says, Yatha urnanabhi, just as urnanabhi means the spider, srujate ghrannate cha, it creates the web, and it as though swallows the web, it takes away the web which was created by it. Yatha pruthivyam oshadayas sambhavanti, many oshadis are born from the earth, Vanaspatera. Entire plant kingdom comes out of the earth, it is born out of earth. Earth is a yoni for the entire plant kingdom. Yatha satah purushat keshalomani, satah purushat, from existing conscious being, conscious, that means existing. From a conscious being who is sentient, who is, are born Keshalomani, the hairs and the nails. Everything is born. Tatha aksharat sambhavati vishwam. Similarly, from akshara, this Vishwa, the world, the creation, is born, is created. Yatha tatha. Why 3 examples? To come to that, and as I mentioned yesterday, to understand what is Maya. You know, when you say Anirvachya Maya, we mean which cannot be categorized. Anirvachya doesn't mean which cannot be described, which cannot be understood. No. That which doesn't have any specific category is Maya. Let's look at it. That part we'll see little later in the same mantra. Another questions also arise. Every creation presupposes 2 types of causes. And you may say 3 as well. But the third can be included in those 2. So you can say 2. One is called the material karanam, upadana karanam. Another one is intelligent cause called nimitta karanam. In a way, knowledge presupposes the creation. Or you can say, a gross creation, gross manifestation is gross manifestation of knowledge that was subtle. A building, a high-riser, is gross manifestation of the design which was there in a subtle form in the architect's mind. So the building did exist in a subtle form in terms of knowledge, and then it got created. That is true for anything. Therefore you need design to create something, machine or any other thing. Design is prerequisite. That's a knowledge. That knowledge is converted to or is expressed in a gross form. That is called nimitta karanam in Sanskrit, or intelligent cause in English. Which is truth when you want to make an aeroplane or a huge cargo ship which can take 100,000 or 8,000 tons of crude oil or whatever cargo. Need to have knowledge how to create. What's its design? And our traditional example is, even to create the pot, ghataha, you require the knowledge how to create pot. Along with, you can say, you require skills also. The second cause is, you may have knowledge, but one cannot create it if one doesn't have the necessary material that goes into creating a thing. One may have a knowledge how to create pot, but the clay is not available. How is this person going to create a pot? It does happen typically Indian homes. Fortunately, Indians, some of them now are lucky that they have a good wife. She will ask him, what do you want to eat? What should I cook? And the typical so-called busy husband's answer is, he doesn't want to put his mind into it. He is not fond of it. He's a foodie fellow, maybe foodie, but doesn't have much time to think. He says, you cook whatever you want to cook. He wants him to express his wish and want to fulfill it genuinely. And then suddenly something comes into his mind. He is preoccupied. So he can't think properly and say, this is what I want. But he says, prepare this item. Then she says, I can't prepare because I don't have the flour that is necessary to prepare this. Or this thing requires certain fermentation and you require time. And we hardly have 1 hour. You seem to be hungry. At least it is almost 30 minutes that have gone by since you returned from the office. And I know you can't wait for any further 3-4 hours. So I can't cook that item. She doesn't have the material to cook. She knows the knowledge, she knows it. She has the necessary knowledge. Cannot. Architect has necessary knowledge and the design. But the type and the size of the still with the strength that he wants is not available in the market. Time being, the quantity required is so much that the consignment is yet to come. Cannot do any construction work. More than these two, they say some of them, sahakari karanani. The material cause is called upadana karanam, from which it is manufactured. The material from which it is made of, that is upadana karanam. And sometimes sahakari karanani. Like when you want to make a clay pot, the potter requires a wheel, potter requires a stick to rotate the wheel, potter requires water even to needle the clay and make it like a gel, and some energy to rotate it, and thereby it can give the shape, hands to give shape. All that is required. External help is necessary, without which he cannot create. Now the question comes that Aksharam Brahma, which is Nityam Vibhum Sarvagatam, it is eternal, vividena bhati, it appears as many, as though become many, and it is all pervasive. When it is all pervasive and appears to be as many, and it is eternal, how can there be a second thing? And office में से ले आओ बॉटल मिलेगी ऑफिस. How can there be a second thing? And you only said, Swamiji, in the previous mantra, that Aksharam Brahma is free from any indriyas, any attributes. It has no eyes and ears and no karmendriyas. No karmendriyas, nothing it has. So, how does it create? to know, to have knowledge, you require buddhi, you require mind, and you say it has no senses of perception, no senses of action. Apanipadah. And you say achakshuhu avarnam achakshu asrotram. That being the case, how does it create? I tell you, unless you have a traditional teacher and unless you study these two mantras together, you cannot understand Maya. And they say Shankara is Mayavad. Where is Maya written? And we have to quote some Shruti Vaki, Indro Mayavi, Pururupayat, etc. But this two mantra itself reveals Maya. How? Look at this. First of all, just a little simple thing you should know. A one who creates a thing ought to have a knowledge of that vastu which he or she is going to create. As I said, creation presupposes the knowledge. Then the creator of a thing should be the knower of a thing, maybe collective knower. And the knowledge always resides in a sentient being. So the creator of this universe should be sentient, conscious. That creator must have the knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Look at this. Simple logic is there. In Sanskrit it is said, Yo yat karta satad gnaha. Yaha, whoever, yat karta, is a creator of whatever thing. Saha, that person, tad gnahan, is a knower of that. Ghata means pot. Ghata karta, the creator of the pot, is ghatagna. He is a knower of the pot. The piece of cloth is called pata. Patakarta is patagnaha. A cottage or a room is called matha. Mathakarta, mathagnaha. Now look at all these three sentences simultaneously. Ghatakarta, ghatagnaha. Patakarta, patagnaha. Mathakarta, mathagnaha. Sarvasya karta, sarvagnaha. This is true. Logic. Sarvagna means Ishvara or Brahman should be Sarvagna if he is Sarvabhuta Yoni. If he is a creator of everything, he should be knower, he or she should be knower of everything. All religion tell this. Ishwar is all knower. He is watching you from heaven. With CCTV cameras, we can say, closed circuit cameras. And you have to believe in him. We don't say believe in him. We have to know. I had discussed this point earlier. And this is that Sarvasya Karta should be Sarvagnaha, is not a belief, is a knowledge. True inferential knowledge, but inferential is knowledge. And there is a Vyapti available. Without knowledge you cannot create anything. That is fine. But two things about Sarvagnaha, omniscient Ishvara, one should know. What is that Sarva? You don't know. You say omniscient, all-knowing. What is that all? Nobody knows. To know all, you should have all intellect. 50 to 70 years ago, when we didn't know anything about digital science, now all digital technology is available. That is included in all sciences, but he didn't know. Astrophysics was not known about a century ago till Stephen Hawking said so. So you don't know all. We just say Sarvagna. It's a saying, but you don't know the meaning of Sarva. Ishvara is Sarvagna, but what is that Sarva, nobody knows. Secondly, to say he is a Sarvagna, what kind of omniscience? We think and we say, to know you require a mind, intellect, buddhi, and sometimes senses of perception, often. And they have a shortcut to it. They say, no, there is certain ESP, extra sensory perception, something beyond. You see something beyond the mind, you know beyond the mind. But mind is a means. Does that Brahman or Ishvara has a mind? No. Ishvara is Sarvagna without any upadhi. That is why we say Gnapti Swarupaha, Gnana Swarupaha, complete knowledge. It doesn't require a mind. Because it is still yet to create a mind. Mind is not created. Creation has not started. Suppose through mind he creates everything, who created a mind? And if he himself created a mind, that means he had a knowledge of creating a mind without mind. His Sarvagnatvam is Nirupadikam, technical. Okay. Now, the second cause is very important, and that answers the question, that answers the confusion which others have. We have clarity about it, that where is that issue. The Creator cannot be within the creation. If he or she is within the creation, that means creation already was. There is a question of creating. And if you say he or she is outside the creation, the very fact that you use the word out, there are only two possibilities, inside or within or without. If it is within, that means creation is, and even without or outside, that has to be creation. Inside, outside is with the point of view. When you build something, with that reference you say, suppose you build a compound wall for your land, with reference to that compound wall point of view, you say this is outside our premises and this is inside our premises. But the creation itself is not there. Where is the question of inside and outside? And inside and outside are the concept of space. And I told you, space is not absolute. I have to search that name. A scientist just about 8-10 decades ago told that space is relative. Otherwise, science believed that the space is absolute. No, space is relative. Space is creation. Our Shastra is very clear. Tasmadva etasmad atmanah akasha sambhuta. And at the time of pralaya, akasha dissolves. So Ishvara can neither be inside nor outside the creation. Creator cannot be inside nor outside. Then only one possibility is there. He is both and none of them. That is perhaps is true. Neither inside nor outside. For that, to see that fact, you need to know what is the second cause. The second cause necessary for the creation is the material cause. I told you, one may have knowledge, but by mere having knowledge, one cannot create anything except something is available. When nothing is there, you can create only nothing. Nothing creates, nothing comes out of nothing. Something comes out of that which is something that it is. That second material cause is called upadana karana. To build a building, you certainly require cement and bricks and stones and things like that. Water and everything, binding materials. In absence of which you cannot. To prepare a vegetable or to prepare a Chinese dish, lady of the home requires Chinese some noodles and some vegetables, otherwise you cannot create. What is the material cause of this creation? And the answer is, suppose you said this is a material cause, but then what is it that out of which this is created? X is the material cause, then from what material X is created? Then again, from what material the created material of the X is created? That comes out to be infinite regression. And the answer that our Shastras give, that the Ishvara himself or herself is the material cause. Is intelligent cause as well as material cause. And that is where Maya comes in. We'll see that part in this section only. Therefore, 3 examples. Yathorna navi srujate grunnate cha. Just as a spider creates the web. To create the web, what is the material that the spider has used? Its own saliva. It is himself. What are the sahayakas, like a wheel and the stick that potter requires? Has it used? Nothing. And how the knowledge where to create the web, what design to create the web, it got it from nowhere, that is from himself. So the intelligence is from himself, and the material out of which it is created is also from himself. Nimitta karanam and upadana karanam is one, technically called as abhinna nimitta upadana karanam. It is non-dual material and efficient cause of the creation. To explain this abhinnatvam, abhinna karanadvaitvam, the example of the spider is given. You might have seen spider always chooses a corner which is either inaccessible or either not visited frequently. And it has a saliva out of which the web is made. It comes out, the saliva comes out from itself. On this earth, so many species of the creatures and animals and birds are there. It's only the spider. That is abhinna nimitta upadana karana. And look at our rishis, they knew that. That spider has this. Mind you here, whenever an example is given, it is called drashtanta. And drashtanta is given for something that is called drashtanta. To explain that. Vastu for which the example is given. So drashtanta and dashtanta. No drashtanta is totally similar to or true to the dashtanta. example is not exactly like what for it is given. Only some part of it, only some section of it, of that given example is applicable to Drashtanta. Don't stretch it further. It is not 100% same. If it is same, then it is no more an example, it is a synonym. Then it becomes another vastu like it. No, that's not true. There is limitations and there are differences of an example with reference to what for it is given called Drashtanta. Here, limitation is the spider creates the web out of its own saliva, but then to have saliva, it needs to eat, and it needs to be alive, and it needs to somebody to feed him, or he himself should eat it. That's not a case. This Bhagavan doesn't require space. Space is also created by him out of him. Time is also created by him out of himself. And there are 4 times. Times with reference to sun, Surya Gati, Chandra Gati. Another is time of Kala, the clock of time and clock of Kala. When Pralaya takes place, time is also creation, space is creation. Ishvara created the space out of himself. It means he is the space, space is within him, time is within him. This being a creation, time and space both. So the spider example doesn't fit totally. It is not, but spider requires space, spider requires some supports to create, to hang the web. Otherwise, it's not possible for spider to create. Ishvara doesn't require anything. That is Sarvagnatva. The space is created out of him, not like a spider. The time is created by him, the clock of time based on sun and moon. And I mentioned you another type of time, there is a clock of karma phala. That is also ticking. Pralaya takes place, time is dissolved, space is dissolved. Nothing is there except Ishvara and Avyakta Jagat. That Avyakta Avastha of the world is there at the time of creation. Ishvara creates Sankalpa Matrena, but the Pralaya, how do you know when to begin the creation? Time itself is dissolved. How does Ishvara decide to start creation? That time. Again, this is the limitation of the word, Don't take the words literally. The time I have to use, that time. The clock showing the time is dissolved because they are not there. The clock of karma phala is ticking. And there is a law of dharma sticking. That book of account is not closed. That tells this is the time for these jivas to wake up, to start exhausting their asancita, prarabdha, etc. Clock of time. At the time of Mahapralaya, karma phala is also missing. He keeps awake. Unique Sarvagnatvam is there. And he is the very material cause of this creation. Created the space out of himself, created the time out of himself, and created all the being. Bhutayonim paripashyanti dhiraha tatha aksharat sambhavati ha vishwam. This vividha pratyaya gocharam vishwam sambhavati. Example of spider is only to tell that it is abhinna nimitta upadana kara. It is non-dual, material as well as intelligent cause of the creation. One aspect. Another example Shruti gives, Yatha pruthivyam oshadaya sambhavanti. A cause can produce an effect which is similar to cause. Material cause. An effect is always true to its material cause. It cannot be different. There cannot be variety in creation if the material cause is one. But it is possible that's Ishvara, Achintya Shakti. For that it gives an example of Aushadaya, plant kingdom coming out of Mother Earth. What a variety. Gandhavati Prithvi, different types of fragrance. Mean from the same piece of land, within 100 feet by 100 feet or 100 meter by 100, you plant some varieties of plants, exotic plants. They have different fragrance, and that is all God, Ishvara. Because Prithvi Rupena Ishvara. That's a Upadana Karanam, but Prithvi is Upadanam, and variety comes out. Unbelievable. Even look at your body. To do Ishwar Chintanam, you may listen to Katha Vatha, it helps you. But look at the body objectively, that itself shows that Ishvara is present. At every movement, every step that you stepped up in your life. In the stomach, you pour all kinds of things. Varieties of color, varieties of texture, and varieties of taste, and varieties of material out of which it is. There is one material out of which everything is created, but still there is a variety. In the stomach you have idlis which are white, you have brinjal which is a different color, potatoes is a different color, lady's finger is a different color, tomato is a different color, your bread is different color and different taste, your roti is different color and taste, Chinese noodle is a different color and taste. But everything produces the blood which is always red. What a processing house. Pruthivyam Oshadaya Sambhavanti. Varieties of plants with different fragrance, different colors, different design, different shapes are born out of one earth, one Mother Earth. So also one can be the cause of many, appearing to be many. Because of all varieties, just as other Mother Earth appears to be variety of different fruits and flowers, so also. Tatha yatha urnanavi srijate grannate cha yatha aksharat sambhavati vishvam. And the third example it gives, yatha satah purushat keshalomani. In this earth you find some sentient and some inert being. That is also possible. How can sentient be? Just now Swamiji, you said knowledge always resides in a sentient being. Inert thing cannot be abode of any kind of knowledge. The table cannot be abode of any knowledge. No knowledge resides in it, otherwise table will start taking classes. And we would not have missed Puja Swamiji today. Because the tables that he used in Coimbatore and Rishikesh have heard all the classes, and you go and they will take the class in his language, in his tone, in his voice. So you will feel more comfortable rather than CD-BDs and soft copies. Anyway, doesn't happen. How can the sentient be the cause of inert thing? It's possible. Are you sentient? He said, yes. You are cause of some inert things. Which one? Your hairs, your nails. You are responsible. It has come out of you. Even though you are conscious, they are inert, and that shows sentient can be the cause of inert things. And then Pujya Swamiji would say, thank God, hairs are inert. Otherwise, for every hair you require anesthesia. And for hair cutting, you don't have to go to a salon, but you have to go to a doctor. Let him anesthetize you first, your ears, and then the barber will start. So it cannot be in a barber's saloon. The hair cutting would be in operation theatre. Tatha aksharat sambhavati vishwam. Vividha pratyaya gocharam vishwam. Variety of different cognitions are involved. It is all these cognitions or cognitive objects are created by as though by Ishvara. This is where Maya comes in. Yesterday I told you, Sarvam Khaluidam Brahman, everything is non-separate from Brahman. Everything is Brahman. That's a literal translation. Better translation would be, everything is not separate from Brahman. But Brahman is independent of it. It has nothing to do. This is a very subtle point. If there is only Ishvara, where is another thing? And then if there is another thing, what's the relation of this Ishvara with another thing? That another thing is created by Ishvara. Yes. That means Ishvara is that? No. But that is Ishvara, since it is created out of Ishvara. But Ishvara is not that. That explains this peculiar nature of it. It's so subtle. You have to see in a right perspective. Satav purushat keshalomani sambhavati ha vishwam tata aksharat. There has to be a factor called Maya. Then only this creation is possible. As Swamiji often used to say, and we have heard him, Tatha aksharat sambhavati, through what? Maya. That part I will explain you tomorrow. I think I am getting late. It's time for me to go. Let me see if I find time in the noon. I will record the rest 20-25 minutes class. Otherwise we'll do Purnamada itself, now itself. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. As I said, I will make you have darshan of Gangaji. Just have it. That inspired me to take class.